Hello everybody, ProtoFoxy here, coming back at you with another video. We're going to be taking a look at another Transformers review here, and today I've got on the table something that came in for me just recently. It's a set that's making its way to folks now. I know some people had it before via whatever means, but it's now just widely being sent out to folks. This is the Transformers Generation Select Dominus, I believe it is, Dominus Criminal Pursuit set, and basically it contains a redeco of Power of the Prime's Punch Counter Punch, which was one of my favorites from that line, and I believe that was even like an I talk goodly, do I yes do today, an Amazon exclusive. And then we have Earthrise Barricade, which actually looks to be a redeco of Earthrise Smokescreen. So, yeah, we'll take a look at these guys here. Their vehicle modes look really good. I always, like I said, I really like the Power of the Prime's Punch Counter Punch. He had a really cool looking car mode, so let's take a look at that real quick. As you can see, kind of a modern day sports car type deal. Kind of has a bit of a let me get that front end straightened out there. Kind of has a bit of the front end of a modern Corvette, while the back end looks more maybe like a modern Camaro. Very GM sports car type. You can see the top there. All looks pretty good. Paint job here. And this redeco, you can even see it in vehicle mode when I get the original version of Punch Counter Punch. You can definitely see the paint deco differences. And we turn it up on its side. Got the weapon storage right there. We got visible head syndrome right there. So you kind of see how some of the things are going to work. So yeah, that's Punch Counter Punch in vehicle mode. And then we will go ahead and take a look at Barricade in vehicle mode. And he is a Earth Datsun Fairlady Z 350ZX police type car, and quite literally the only thing that makes it a police car besides the paint deco is the light bar, and the light bar is in fact removable. So go ahead and pop that back into place and get that ironed out or straightened out again there. You can definitely see evokes the bit of the movie Barricade a little bit, you know, the original take on that character with the color scheme. I do wish they would have had over the rear bumper here to Punish and Enslave. That would have been a cool little throwback, or even his number here and there. And again, on the underside, you can see how things are going to work. Another one with visible head syndrome. You know, all in all, the paint apps on Barricade here are a bit sparse for vehicle mode, but that kind of tends to be the way it goes. It's hit or miss as far as vehicle modes go with a new line, and his is definitely pretty sparse, but I do like the fact that he's got the Decepticon symbol right there, which is a throwback to his Siege version, which we will definitely bring in a minute. Now, Barricade, now like you saw on Punch Counter Punch here, Barricade has accessories that can be stored in vehicle mode. He's got the shoulder cannons, much like the rest of the Carbot guys here. So go ahead and put them there. And then his handgun, which I will say is real nice that they just painted that as opposed to being gold molded plastic, because anyone who's been a Transformers fan for any amount of time knows that the gold plastic syndrome, GPS, is a thing. So there we go. We got all this stuff stored up here. And we'll go ahead and bring in their original counterparts for comparison here. We'll go ahead and start with Power of the Primes Punch Counter Punch, and you can definitely see the colors and the differences there. The Generation Select is a lighter blue, while this is a deeper, almost jewel blue. Got more paint in the front end there. Some little different details here. Obviously, you're missing the silver here. You're missing the red rims, but he now has a yellow stripe going along the bottom there. But all in all, fairly similar. Deco as far as the blues go, just a little lighter. I do, for some reason, I really like this deco. The original one is far superior, don't get me wrong, but for some reason, I really like this deco. And you can even see there, and we'll go over that when we get to robot mode. Everything just looks lighter on the Generation Selects version, like they're all lighter shades as opposed to the darker shades. But that said, there, we're going to go ahead and then bring back good old Barricade here, and we'll go ahead and bring in his Siege version, his Siege counterpart, and as you can see, I mean, obviously, that's not the same mold, not the same car type, so obviously there's differences, but this is the only other version of Barricade I have for the War for Cybertron line. I think that Earth mode, Earthrise Barricade has gotten a mass release, but I haven't gotten it, and being that I have this one, and I'm told that there's really no differences in decos, I may just not get it, but anyway, there you go. You get to see Cybertronian, the Cybertronian car mold, which I will say the car molds in the War for Cybertron toy line are about much like how the Seeker molds have always been, where they're just getting a lot of mileage out of it, and which is really cool because Barricade was always one of my favorite characters. So yeah, that being said, let's get that off camera. Let's get these two guys here, and we'll go ahead and get into transformation here in just a second. So I guess what we'll do here first is we'll go ahead and we'll get Barricade off camera. We'll go ahead and start by transforming Punch Counter Punch. Go ahead and take the weapon storage off. This is a nice little bit here. Going back to the older line, the Power of the Primes and stuff, you still had some pretty viable weapon storage that just wasn't plugging the gun on the roof, which you can do here, but that was actually more for something I'll show you once we get in robot mode with the original. If anybody remembers, he was a Power of the Primes figure, so you got a little slot there on the handle of the handgun. You got a tab here, and that's where it goes, but we'll get that off to the side. We'll go ahead and start transforming here by separating the entire roof section. As you can see, he's got a faux roof part there. We separate all that, and really this is actually incredibly easy how to get this all going. Fold that down, go ahead and separate the legs, and now we got a bunch of folding here. So the windscreen goes in, and then that folds up, closes over. We got a leg done. Same deal here. So now the legs are done, and let's go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and work up on the top now. Move it up, move it up, move it up, and we'll the gimmick of Punch Counter Punch here is that he's a spy, and he has two different robot modes. So we'll go ahead and start with his Autobot mode first and get that there. We'll go ahead. You're going to kind of get this separated first because these are on tabs, and slide that down, and then we're going to go ahead and open that up. This folds, and then you can see the back head here. That folds in once, that folds in again, that folds up like that. Then we'll go ahead and I'll save that for the dramatic reveal. Now with the shoulder pieces here, these are a bit interesting for getting them into robot mode. Is these are on a very interesting type hinge, and you want to get the arm up kind of like that so you have some pressure, because these tabs here going into these slots are really tight the way it sets. So you push down and get it into place. That is a shoulder done, and then we can go ahead and bring that down on its hinge. Open this side up to accommodate the Autobot hand. So we got that done, and we're going to do the same thing over here. This goofy hinge, and this hinge is so wonky sometimes. It works, it's not bad. And of course, now doing it on camera, I'm fumbling here. There we go, there we go. You just got to get it to work its way down as you're watching me fight and fumble here. Alright. That's that. And we bring that arm down. Go ahead and do that, and then we will go ahead and do the dramatic face reveal, and we have Punch now in his robot mode. I'll go ahead and get him back. Well, actually, probably not get him back, because we need to go over some detail here for the Autobot look. We got the nice faceplate, nice blue eyes there. And we see nice tampographed Autobot symbol here, paint on the hands. All in all, the detailing's pretty good in robot mode. Articulation, heads on a ball joint, ball joints here, and there's going to be something I'm going to show you guys in a second. We'll talk about it. So the arms can 360 bicep swivel, no swivel in the wrist. We got a waist swivel. We've got, and now on this version of the mold is very, very difficult. It's very, very tight, but we do have a thigh rotation there, and it's very, very tight. We have knee bend, and due to transformation, because of his gimmick, he can do that. So he can break his own leg, kicks back that far, kicks forward that far, can just about do the full split. But yeah, that is articulation, all that stuff for Punch. And I will go ahead and talk about this really quick. Now you will notice where the ball joint here in this little post, the for the shoulder joint here, and on the original toy too, this was a known issue. It was put in backwards. So these little posts here were flipped around, and now it's an easy fix. All you have to do is just pull this open, and it actually pulls open on its own. There's no screws, and then just have a tool, nothing sharp or anything, so you don't damage the toy, to kind of keep it open, so you can slide those off the posts and flip them around. With it misassembled that way, he does not transform properly, so that's something you'll want to take care of right away. Let's get his handgun in here. Get him all armed up. He has his handgun. So we have that. And let's go ahead and bring in his Power of the Prime self in for comparison in Autobot mode. And as you can see, again, a lot of differences in the detailing here. Obviously, the paint itself, all lighter hues in the Generation Select version, all darker hues on here, like this is yellow or this is orange. His color scheme is also almost very night beady. But then some other details here, like he obviously has thigh detailing here in robot mode, which he doesn't have on the Generation Select version. And we turn around, his transformation is pretty clean. Oops, I forgot to flip that down, so now they can see he's a Decepticon from behind. Oh dear. And we'll get into that in a second. But very, very, very clean. This is just straight up redeco. And like I said, I feel like the color scheme on the original is definitely a bit more superior. It definitely falls more in line with the original G1 counterpart. But this one definitely has its merits. It's definitely very cool. Let's get that out of the way, and we'll go ahead and get him into Decepticon mode. So what we'll do first is we'll go ahead and flip his hands back around. We'll go ahead and flip that down so nobody knows that he is a filthy, filthy Autobot spy. We'll go ahead and turn him around now. And half the work's already done. So we go like this with this crazy hinge setup here, and let me make sure it gets back in there. Basically, all you're going to do is just kind of spin them around and just set them in front. Same deal here. It comes off the posts, or comes off the peg. Nothing pegs in on the front, so you don't have to worry about that. So there's that, and we flip his helmet up there, and we are done with now Counterpunch in robot mode. And again, we get a look at the detailing. All the same articulation applies. Just now he's just his Decepticon counterpart. Let's get him gunned up here. Put his gun into his hand. Bring him down. And now we will get... Let me straighten that out a little bit for you guys. There we go. And now we will go ahead and get his original counterpart buddy here. And you can definitely see where the detailing, again, looks different. Now, I did a little bit of a cheat. You'll notice a quick little jump cut coming into transforming punch counter punch here, because both my son and I have the original toy, so I transformed his into Autobot. This one is mine in Decepticon mode. We'll do the quick turnaround again, and you can see I have all the Power of the Prime parts up, and that was the big thing for Power of the Primes. They came with a limb part, even though this counter punch counter punch couldn't combine with anybody, so he had the required pieces, but didn't combine. But all in all, you can definitely see, you know, nice new color scheme here on Punch and Counter Punch for the Generation Select version. I do kind of like the lighter colors there. But that's that with Punch and Counter Punch. We're going to go into now Barricade. This is going to be a longer video, guys. I apologize, but I had two toys to cover, one with two different robot modes. So now we're going to go ahead and get to Barricade's transformation. And now for everyone who, you know, watches the channel, cross your fingers, because this mold here, as much as I love the car mold, these parts here that are wrapped around the post, this is the whole roof assembly here is translucent plastic, just painted over. And for those who remember my smokescreen review, I had on-camera breakage. We're going to be very gentle, and we're going to get through this without breaking them. So we're going to start by opening the doors. We're going to go ahead and pull that forward like that. Arms come out. And we got that part done. Now, I think part of the issue why I had the on-camera breakage is because I left the heel spurs up as I tried to separate the legs. And now these heel spurs here have tabs that kind of click into place, and they're very difficult to move. So now we're going to go ahead and not try and wipe everything out here. The feet go forward, and then we can unfold the legs. As you can see, that worked out much better. Get those filler pieces down. I'm not focusing too much on this one because I've already transformed this mold on camera. So I'm just kind of going through the motions here. Y'all are watching. If you want me to explain it, go ahead and drop in the comment section below, and we'll go ahead and do that. But by now, I kind of have this mold down to a science, and I'm just being very, very gentle. And see, here we go. All right, there we go. Just being very gentle because I don't want to break Barricade, much like I broke Smokescreen. I did fix Smokescreen. Smokescreen is fixed. But, yeah, it's still kind of depressing that happened on camera and all of that. So, yep, let's go ahead and get his armaments on. As you see, I'm just kind of blowing through this one just simply because I've done this one before on the channel with Smokescreen and Blue Streak. So, we're just going to... It's just more a Cliff Notes version of transforming old Barricade here. Even though Barricade is definitely one of my favorite Decepticons, I'm not going to go on about his transformation. We have Barricade. He looks absolutely amazing. Let's bring that up. Definitely a redecoed Smokescreen because you can tell by the head sculpt. Everything looks gorgeous, much like it does on this car mold. This is probably one of my favorite molds from Earthrise. Looks really good. Really clean, really nice, really tight. No on-camera breakage for the car mold, so that's good. Go ahead and angle those back however you want. Articulation is the same as all the other cars. Really good. And for comparison, we'll go ahead and bring in his Cybertronian counterpart. You can definitely see the differences here. Cybertronian version's a little shorter. But all in all, you definitely know that that is definitely Barricade. Get a good look at them there. You know, so you got pre-Earth and then Earth versions. And this is definitely one of my favorite Decepticons. I just happen to really, really like Barricade. So anytime a Barricade comes out, save for what's probably going to end up being just a mass retail release of this figure, I'll probably skip. But any other time Barricade comes out, I get Barricade. So, I'm going to get Barricade over here. Let's go ahead and get Counterpunch in the action. And as you can definitely see these two together, you can see the differences of height and everything as far as molding go, or toys go, from just a series ago. Because this is Power of the Primes. This is now Earthrise. You can definitely see, like, some fans, I've even said it on the channel a couple of times to complain about the downsizing of the size classes. And you can see it. I will say there is a bit of a caveat considering that Punch Counterpunch was a taller deluxe, but this was more the average size for deluxes just a few years ago. They aren't. I'm not saying that they aren't great toys for Earthrise and stuff like that. I'm just saying that now it just seems like they're downsizing them a bit. But all that said, I can't recommend this set enough. I like this set. I got it off of Amazon. If you can get your hands on it, get it. If you missed out on this mold originally for Punch Counterpunch, get it. It is a fun one. It was actually one of my favorites as a kid, the original G1 toy. So to get a new throwback version of or a nice throwback to Punch Counterpunch here was always cool, and I do like this new toy, this new mold. Barricade, what can I say that hasn't already been said about the Dotson mold and Earthrise? It's awesome. Definitely recommend it. This is a cool set. I'm not sure what in universe or in lore this set has anything to do with each other, but I'm all about it. I'm cool with this. I got two really ace figures here, and I'm really happy with them. As my dog in the background knocks something down. All that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Highly recommended. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you did, maybe shoot a subscribe my way. I would greatly appreciate it. Wash your hands. Wear your masks. Be safe. Be healthy. Be kind to your fellow human being. And I will see you in the next video.